Hello everyone, and welcome to another Roll for Distraction Developer Showcase, our spin-off series where we play one-shots of TTRPGs brought to us by their designers. My name is Alex Vigna, producer here on the channel, and I am joined here today by my friends Brian and Mitchell, who you can find links to in the description. Real quick, before I turn it over to our guest GM, if it's your first time here, be sure to hit the subscribe button to catch our other actual plays right here on this same channel. We've played lots of different systems, so there's something for everyone, and drop a like and a comment to help out the channel. This is going to be a slightly different episode of the Developer Showcase. We usually play a whole new game that we haven't played before, but if you've been a viewer for a little while, you'll know that we've already played Mothership. However, I would be very remiss to feature Mothership on the channel without giving some time to Mothership's very active and very talented third-party content community. They do some excellent work, and if you're only interacting with the first-party Mothership materials, you're really missing out. To that end, I'd like to welcome today's GM, one of those third-party authors, Joshua Justice, to run a one-shot of their module, Hecate Cassette Archive. Josh, I'll turn it over to you now. Introduce yourself to the people, tell us a little bit about the module that we're playing today, no spoilers, and get us rolling.
Sure. So, thanks for having me on. Hecate Cassette Archive is my newest release here. Be running a portion of the campaign hook for you today, which essentially has you locating and then infiltrating a cassette archive, as the title probably gave away, and recovering a certain set of cassettes. We'll kind of get into your task as the players, characters, when we get into the introduction for the module. But yeah, it's one that I've been working on quite a while. We had a few snags with layout and things like that, but it's out. And by time folks are listening, it should be available digitally, and then shortly thereafter, you can buy the physical version as well.
Yeah, we'll have a link in the description for anyone listening.
Great.
Why don't you do our little opening monologue, and then we'll introduce our players. We'll get going.
All right. Sounds good. We're in the Hecate sector. It has been about 1 week since the crew arrived at Rosier Colony 2 on the planet of Benza 10. This planet is racked by constant snow and ice storms due to a failed terraforming mission. The sun rarely penetrates the thick cloud cover here, so it's an eternal night. The temperature floats around a brisk 21 degrees Fahrenheit. Pure Transmission Corporation has a firm grip on the planet here. They run the colony, as well as maintain a secret archive nearby, the titular Hecate Cassette Archive. The storms do much of the work to hamper comms and signals, but a specialized Pure Transmission Corporation radio tower ensures that their syndicated radio programming can still be broadcast on planet. You've all been hired by the anarchist group Analog Survey to retrieve 3 cassettes. So, for the sake of ease, you can refer to them as cassettes A, B, and C. Cassettes A, it is automatic satisfiers, no pretensions accepted. Cassette B, Marika Keltrogen's Voyage Incerto. And Cassette C is Acacian Journey, Folk Songs and Folklore. These are all political prisoner recordings banned by Pure Transmission Corporation. These musicians have all embedded information pertaining to the hidden prison that they're being kept in, and Analog Survey intends to break the code with the information on these tapes. So while the archive's exact location is secret, by integrating yourselves within the colony, you've managed to secure a ride from a sympathetic security guard on one of the snow transport's food deliveries. You step out into the whipping wind to see the archive. This is the archive. It is a building with a massive tower, glass dome on top, rising from the middle of the facility. There's several smaller domes connected, and a large smokestack looms near the back. You have managed to secure some intel here, a layout of the archive.
Okay, there we go.
You also have a map of the general area here. This is, to be honest, probably not relevant. It would be in the campaign, but
Sure,
you found the archive. So you're just to give you an idea, you are about 60 miles south of the colony. So there's no walking back, I guess, is the point. It's very dangerous.
Not a snowstorm.
In addition to that, there are these deadly creatures that wander the wilds out there. So yes, you've stepped out of your transport. To the other side, you see the security and personnel building. That is fairly close, decidedly less flashy, but no less imposing. Before we dive in, I do want to have all of you roll a d10. So I have this intelligence table. If we get any doubles, I'll have you re-roll. This is the sort of information you would have gathered playing through the campaign. Because you would have spent about a week in the colony trying to get information, making a plan to get here.
How about as we do this, we do character intros too?
That sounds great, yeah. Maybe introduce your character, and then I'll give you your intel.
Mitch, would you like to do the honors, or you want me to go first?
I did roll a 1, so I can go first if you would like.
I rolled a 2. Why don't you go first?
Okay. Hello. I am playing Wokeman Gross, a void musician. A kind of scruffy-looking individual, fairly long, probably I would say about a foot-long goatee going on, nicely braided. Half his head is braided as well. The other just this puffy mat of dreads and fro, wearing probably an environmental suit, considering it's so cold here. Who has come here in order to, use a little bit of his archive footage in order to put in his next album and hopefully not have it flop like the last 3.
Brian, go ahead.
All right. Yes, this is Brian. I am playing as Cameron James, or James, Cameron. I go by Cam. I'm an avid movie lover. My dream is to make movies when I grow older and have served my time in the military. And I'm here now doing missions, and I was able to weasel my way onto this mission to hopefully I've heard about these cassettes, and I kind of want to make these into a featured film someday and adapt them into a feature film and potentially win some award, an Oscar perhaps.
Space
something
Oscars.
Like Space Oscar. Yeah. So not only am I here to serve my time and my certain set of skills in one bite, but also in the other of potentially converting some of these cassettes into film someday.
All right, and then third character who walks off the transport, conspicuously not wearing a heavy jacket or anything of any sort, is a tall, very pale man, because he's not a man, he's an android. His name is T1M3, or as his meatbag crew members sometimes refer to him, Timmy. And he is here because he is programmed to be here. He will acquire the tapes. Directive number 1, acquire tapes. Directive number, 7, keep the other crew members alive.
That sounds about right. Do you want to tell me what numbers you rolled, and then I'll kind of give you some extra information here on the planet?
I got a 6.
You know that some of the archivists here abhor the work that they're doing. What is that work? You know about the censorship, but you get the impression there's something else going on here that the archivists themselves are largely not happy with.
Okay, and there's people actively working in the facility right now. It's not like derelict. Okay, so it's like an open facility. Gotcha.
Yeah. One thing that you would have learned in the course of this, too, is that the archivists don't leave. They live on site here in the personnel building. They're not allowed to go back to the colony. Mitchell, you said you had a 1?
Yes, I rolled a 1.
So you've learned that there is a massive cave system underneath the planet's surface, and it is being partially utilized for a more restricted area of the archive. So you know that there's an underground portion of this archive.
Okay, good to know.
That's ominous.
Right, and then Brian?
I rolled a 2.
You know that security here is mostly loyal to their brutal boss, who is named Harpo.
All right.
So yeah.
So, not bribing the guards or anything. Oh, one other thing. I know you and I talked about this before. Since we're starting partway in, did you want us to have a little bit of extra stress going into this?
Thank you. Yes. So yeah, if everyone wants to roll a d5 and add that to your current stress.
Oh, I
Hey,
prefer to
5.
not, but okay.
All right, I'm at 7.
Let's see.
I'm at 6.
Awesome. 4.
Wow. Yeah. Great rolls, y'all. You're starting off
So
good.
I'm at 7. You guys are at 6. That'll make it'll make the content more interesting.
It's all that star piece,
Exactly.
man. I'm high all the time.
So yeah,
My processors don't like the cold.
you've all been together at least a week on this job. So if you do want to kind of have a little talk beforehand about what your approach might be, it's reasonable you'd be coming in with a plan.
So considering that it's like, an active, ongoing facility, I feel like we would want like false credentials or something so that we can like walk around, rather than trying to like sneak around, because there'd just be so many people, I imagine, that just trying to go strictly stealth based would be a little difficult.
I do
Timmy, you
have
should be
a
able to get us
forged.
some-
I do
Go ahead.
have a forged maintenance key card. Just want to put that out there. Get us into wherever we might need to go.
We could go in as maintenance people. I'm like I do have the computer skill on my Android, so I could be there to do some sort of tech repair, and you two are just like my handlers, basically.
Yeah, telewranglers. We're good with that. Yeah. Timmy, you can get us the rest of that forged credentials, can't you?
I believe so.
Sounds like we have a makings of a plan.
Yeah, I will say that, maybe this isn't worth including, but during the course of the colony portion, there are different ways to get these fake key cards, not just rolling them in your loadout. So if that is the plan you're approaching with, I think it's reasonable that all three of you would have gotten maintenance key cards at this point.
Cool. Then yeah, that's what we'll go with. We'll just walk up to the door.
Yeah, we have the access to it. We can just go. We're going through the airlock, correct? Because I'm not seeing a maintenance entrance.
Yeah, there is no maintenance entrance that you know of. So yeah, you approach the snow transport. Begins on the guard that you'd bribed. They began unloading this food delivery, bringing it to the personnel building. But you get the idea they're not going to be able to stick around long. They said they're going to try and take their time with this, but yeah, that is your ride back at the moment. So another thing to keep in mind as you move forward. But yeah, you move through the winds, snow and ice sort of battering you as you approach the airlock. You step through, seals behind you, next airlock opens, and you see a half-circle lobby. Interior here is clean, sleek. There is a circular check-in desk next to a waist-high barrier and a metal detector and a scanner. There's a crackly broadcast you can hear from the pure transmission Hecate station that plays at a low volume. Sitting at that desk, you see a security guard who appears to be watching something on a small monitor. And you also see what you know as a lock dog.
Lock dogs.
So there are a lot of different models of these, but they are sentient robotic dogs. Sorry, not sentient. They are robotic dogs trained for a variety of tasks. They have different skills, different equipment. This one has a shotgun on their back.
Great.
I was going to ask if they like to be pet, but maybe with a shotgun, maybe I shouldn't.
But you don't want to pet the shotgun dog?
I don't know. I did until the shotgun was mentioned. I kind of like my arm where it is.
You've seen them have different dispositions around the colony, so you're not really sure on this one. They have a Pomeranian style body, but you saw
This one's on
one that
guard
was a
duty.
bulldog back at the colony.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, this one seems to be on guard duty.
This seems pretty pettable. I'm just saying.
You guys have been to airports, right? You know you're not supposed to pet the dogs.
That's true, yeah. All right. Fine.
So if the guard is just kind of watching, his iPad or whatever, perhaps we just fly casual, walk confidently.
Yeah, none of us are armed, right? Right, Cam?
I am. Should I ditch that? I mean, I'm also entirely metal, so of course the metal detector goes off for me. But
I will say I am wearing a maintenance uniform. That's one of the things I rolled for. And I'm
also,
if
our cover is we're maintenance, then I really don't want to give up my one gun that we have.
I do have a crowbar. Maybe maintenance
crowbar's
people would
entirely
have a crowbar,
believable,
right? Yeah.
But the shotgun, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's up to you if you want to try and walk through with that. They haven't taken notice of you, either the lock dog or the security guard.
Oh, in the C4. Where should I guess I can't walk him with the C4.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah.
It's
Metal, strictly speaking, but
it's a clay brick. It should be fine, right?
Yeah, right? Yeah, I don't know. or should we find a place where we can bury the stuff we want to keep until we come back out?
Here's a good question. Can I use art here to engage in the art of conversation with the guard to keep him distracted just enough so that our friends here with the more heavily arms than I am can walk through the detector, the scanner, or whatever it is, the scanway?
Yeah, I would say that your art would give you a leg up on that. This isn't the sort of thing I think I would do a check for. A lot of social situations are handled narratively. So I guess I would need to hear, you can try that, and you'll have to interact with the guard.
I'm okay with this.
We'll see what kind of discussion you can make with them, sure.
Yeah, so Wakeman's going to approach him, kind of get a view of the guard as he saunters up, kind of leans on the counter. Hey, man, it's been a while.
You can see his monitor now. He's watching a soap opera. You're not sure which one, but he kind of just looks over, annoyed. I'm watching my stories. What do you need?
Oh no, I'm just trying to get some directions. It's been a bit since we've been here, Came from the other side.
Are you?
Flash of the maintenance badge. Kind of a little too quick, but flash them anyway with it.
And they don't really seem to mind too much. They just shrug. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you need help with?
Oh, I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to watch there. What is that, like a stellar moon or something? He's gonna point to the screen and kind of get an idea of where the plot's going. Is that the one where Cassandra is the clone, right?
No, it's Dead Colony Blues. But that
real quick, if I may,
that's a good one too.
while he's doing
Sure.
that, I have the hacking skill. Could I attempt to get through the metal detector and just have it, be green?
Yeah.
Could I tinker with it for a moment and then go through and be like, okay, we're through.
Yeah, I will let you roll an intellect check, and you can add your hacking skill.
I am very big brained as an android.
So, before you tell me the result of that roll, the reason that the dog is not paying attention to you is they are looking at Cameron, and you see their little head tilt sideways, and they come over and start sort of circling you curiously.
Didn't dispose of the C4.
It smells you.
Oh no.
Well, I did roll a 45 on my hack check, which is a regular success.
All right, then yeah, you have successfully hacked that metal detector. It's not going to go off for anything now.
Great.
This dog speaks up. Are you carrying any solvents, sir?
A talking dog.
Wow. You're a good pooch. Go over there.
It's the barrel of the gun sort of cocks. You hear it.
Oh god.
It says, "Answer my question. I'm authorized as security here. Are you carrying any solvents?" And a security guard, you see them lean over. "What's going on, Lewis?" Said possible solvents detected.
I am not.
Brian, science question for you. Do you know what a solvent is?
Isn't it like in the C4? C4 stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, I'm lying.
I mean...
No.
Where are you carrying your C4?
Oh god, I assume I have some...
I think it's... Yeah, I don't know if you enrolled it. It's reasonable you all have rucksacks for your things. You're not carrying your shotgun on your back, I'm guessing.
Right, no,
Yeah,
it's folded away as much as it can be.
Just swallow it. Just swallow it.
Yeah, I try to swallow the C4.
That's
Yeah.
my friends.
Yeah, try to bury this outside. I don't know, I guess in an outer pocket. All I'm wearing is a maintenance uniform.
Okay. Yeah, they're definitely sort of staring at that pocket. The security guard gets up. Is this your friend? He's talking to you, Wakeman.
He just came in on the same shuttle as me. What seems to be the problem?
I don't know, the dog's picking up solvents or something. What kind of work you doing?
General maintenance. There's the AC unit out back is giving some problems on the inside there, so I've been called to fix it.
Lewis, come on, it's probably Freon or something. And
It might be from one of our other jobs that could have gotten on me from something else we did in another building.
all right, all of you just pass through the detector here.
Sure, will do. Sorry for causing any issues.
Yeah, and you all pass through.
Timmy's not going to say
Blank
anything.
screen.
It sounds like a robot, so...
The dog looks pissed. It's got this Pomeranian face, but if a Pomeranian could look angry, this is what you're
try.
seeing. It looks very put off, but like it's deferring to the security guard who very much wants to get back to their program. You've set them at ease. Weapons aren't going off. It makes sense that you're maintenance and they're picking up something here, so you're allowed through.
Yeah,
Thank
I'll give you
God.
a thumbs up to let you know that the detector's not going to go off for you or anything. Taken care of.
Oh, thank God. I thought I was going to have to throw the C4 at the dog. Thank you for saving me from doing that.
This is why we keep you around, Timmy.
It was quite simple.
So yeah, you pass through the metal detector, three of you, and head down the hallway to the next area, the central directory and main library. There's a round desk in the middle of the library floor. You can see an archivist sitting there working on a terminal. And around the library, you see floor-to-ceiling shelves in this circular room. The ceiling, about 50 feet above you, has a glass dome. And you can see the storm is still raging outside, same way it has been for the past week. Access to the higher shelves here are by a single lift that rotates around the outer edges of the room. Stacks themselves have these blue running lights underneath them that light up when motion's detected. And you can also see a staircase that leads down. And let me just make sure here. Yes, on the map, you also see another set of doors that lead to another part of the archive. From your map, that is the area in the top right there.
Okay, so...
If I was a mysterious political broadcast, where would I be?
Everywhere, apparently. Well, would there be a room that it would make sense for maintenance people to go to specifically? Like, would there be like some sort of tech access area?
There are sort of back rooms here for plumbing, electrical, that sort of thing. The power is drawn from another facility about 30 miles north. So it doesn't have much in the way of access. There's conceivably, if you're working on air conditioning, as your cover story was, there's ducts throughout this whole facility. So
I say we duck into one of those ducts and then kind of figure out a game plan from there.
Yeah, just somewhere where we can talk, at least.
yeah, for sure. As you are heading along towards the nearest duct, again, the floors are being lit up as you walk. And as you do, you catch sight of a couple of these little guys. They are playing that same radio broadcast you heard. So yeah, these are robotic spiders, these antennas on top, and again, you hear this crackly broadcast from the pure transmission radio station. And they seem to be skittering around, just making sure that the broadcast is reaching every part of the library here.
I wonder if that's like having an effect on people in some way, people who work here. Are there like a bunch of other employees in this room, like sorting through stuff? Yeah?
Yeah, there are about 4 other archivists here.
Okay.
You also see a maintenance android that is collecting cassettes over from the blacklisted section. And then there's an archivist who's sitting behind the desk in the center that looks to be sort of the directory help desk. But yeah, these spiders let you walk by. You open up one of the sort of back areas that next to one of these vents, and the 3 of you are sort of crammed in there, but you do have a bit of privacy now.
Okay. So, it's very bright and very visible, everything we might want to do in that room. We need some kind of cover, some kind of diversion to be able to like look at anything, right? Like,
Well, I mean, Cam's got some C4. I'm sure that'll be fine.
well, yeah, I'd rather not below the dome because that would destroy everything that we need to collect. It'd certainly be a distraction, that's for sure.
Exactly.
Maybe we ought to roll for that. Sorry.
That's the show.
We do have some cultural data, right?
We do. I know about this boss called Harper. Nobody seems to like. He's a very brutal man.
And some of these other places require keycard access. So I'm
Of
thinking...
which we all have.
True. Do we have keycard access to like special collections?
You're not sure. You have these maintenance key cards.
Yeah,
You're not
we could
sure
try
if they'll
going
work
deeper,
there.
maybe, because the things that we're looking for might not be in this main hub. This may be like less restricted material, you know?
They do have a blacklisted section, so that tells me that they're certainly censoring something. But we could try to go downstairs as well, because we're trying to keep things, certain political agitators away. They might be keeping it in an isolation chamber, like in the isolation chamber.
It's probably also generally more private down there. So yeah, well, why don't we poke around the lower level? Why don't we do that?
Works for
Then
me.
we can figure out a plan from there, right? Yeah. I got one stewing.
All right. Yeah. Well, why don't we go down that staircase and see what's going on?
Yeah, so you head over to that staircase. There is sort of caution tape across the entrance, and you now notice... I want to make sure I've painted the right picture here. It's fairly dark unless there's movement. It's not like pitch black, but these running lights are how most of the library is lit. So as you approach, you see a security guard who's just sort of standing there, seemingly bored with their job, haven't been doing much besides staring off into space. They see you approach. Yeah? Can I help you?
Should we just bluff and say we're here for the repairs?
Yeah?
We had a call about some issues with the ventilation and the AC, so we're here to check it out.
Okay, did you, you're cleared to go down there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we need to check the vents and the AC, so... Goes throughout the entire building, correct?
It does, but... and they kind of, look back down the stairs. It's dark down there. They look back over at you. Who gave you clearance?
We got it phoned in from our boss, so we're just following up on his lead.
The guy's name, Brian.
Harpo. Spoke to Harpo. We got a call from Harpo.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not gonna piss him off any more than he's already pissed off. Just, yeah, don't mess with anything down there. I'm sure they warned you. He steps away and lets you through.
Thank you, sir. We'll be as quick as possible.
Yeah, you go down this winding staircase and reach the lower floor here in the listening room. There are a maze of cubicles here. It's dark, but some red emergency lights are on, kind of showing you the scene, the general scene here. You can see that each of these cubicles seems to have a cassette player, headphones, and a terminal. Everything's shut off. You don't see any of the glowing lights coming from any of the cubicles. Examining the walls around here as you are sort of entering this room, this is, again, information you've been able to glean, but this is definitely built into a cave system down here. There is a pneumatic tube, sort of like you see at a bank drive-through, for transporting materials up. But yeah, other than that, nothing. There's a door the other end of the listening room that leads to the isolation chamber.
Are there any cassettes in here already, or are all the players empty?
You'd like to search around?
Before we do that,
Not something you can tell just at a first glance.
I also want to look for any cameras or anything. Do we see any little red lights in any of the corners of the... Well, there's no corners in the room, but...
Any like sensor heads and like
It is a circle,
get
there are no
good
corners.
vantage areas. Very center of the room, just a big
That's
old...
a good question. You do see a couple cameras. Both look to have been spray painted over the lens.
Oh.
Somebody sprayed them with black spray paint.
It's already taken care of.
Oh, so we could do what we gotta do down here, do all our looking around, and then clean off the cameras so that it's like, look, we did work.
Like
and
that.
then leave.
Mhm.
But yeah, I was gonna say search around some of the desks and see like if there's any cassettes just left around. If perhaps maybe we're lucky and one of them is just here.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Sure.
If all three of you are searching, all three of you can roll that.
Sure.
That's a 53.
All right, you find, as you're searching through here, it is a bird call.
Like the cassette is a bird call, or
No, you don't
Oh.
find a cassette, you find a bird
Okay.
call in somebody's drawer.
interesting.
Yeah, not sure what that's
Like
about.
for hunting, like a hunting bird call. Okay.
Yeah, or like, somebody had it in their desk here. What about the other two?
I'll pocket it. Put that in my inventory.
I got a 61.
61.
Also got a 61.
All right.
Should one of us? Should we
What do you wanna-
roll or?
Yeah,
I'll re-roll.
one of you reroll. Okay, great. So
Oh.
Mitchell or Wakeman, you find a pocket recorder, and it appears to have been used. You're not sure what's on it, but it has a recording on it.
Well, if I have the time, I would love to play it
Yeah,
On minimum volume.
on the lowest volume.
yeah, it is someone that you learned about while at the colony. This is not trying to think of what you would have gleaned from your week in the colony. So you would recognize this voice as the current governor of the colony, Lethe. And they are talking about sleeping with the husband of Pure Transmission Corporation. Their CEO, sorry.
Yeah.
Let me rephrase
Okay.
that. It is a recording of Lethe, the governor of the colony, admitting to sleeping with the husband of the Pure Transmission CEO.
Oh, okay, that's some scandalous blackmail that I can absolutely weave into my next album. Oh, I mean, we can also
Weave
use
it.
it to our advantage too, I guess. I mean,
Right. I'm sure someone would pay for that information, if nothing else. But perhaps it may come in handy in a more practical manner.
Hickman, you can do the soundtrack for my film.
deal. All right, if we survive this mission, absolutely.
Sounds great.
I will be the camera operator, and like my eye just extends.
That is horrifying. It's quite literally horrifying.
But useful.
Just the bender eyes.
Cameron, what did you roll?
I rolled a... So is it a 1 or a 100?
100. 1D100.
1, I think.
Oh, you get a
No,
1 and
the
2
number.
zeros?
Yeah, 1
that's a
2
1.
zeros. That's a 1. I rolled a 1.
So you find an autographed photo of a band called the Five Gears, and Another thing you'd pick up from your time in the colony is that the company has been producing their own music using these android boy bands. They sort of let them run their course. Once they start waning in popularity, they send them here to work maintenance.
Oh, some boy bands.
Android boy bands. Stealing the music of real humans.
In the course of the searching, you also find Cassette C.
Hey.
Hecate Journey. It is also next to an archivist key card for someone named Hector Finley.
Okay, I will write that down.
Ooh.
As you are all sort of regrouping, showing off what you found maybe, you hear a rustling from one of the cubicles, one of the on-search cubicles.
I don't think we should immediately start shooting somebody. Hey, is anyone down here?
You hear sort of muttered, "Fuck. Company stooges." They don't answer you. You just kind of heard like a...
There are 3 of us. Could be
I have determined your location. We need not be violent.
It's entirely possible we're company stooges, but I think my friend here is looking for a reason to shoot somebody. Why don't you come on out?
Not really. It is merely an option.
Slowly rising behind one of these cubicles is this person. They are wearing a black Void Musician cloak. All you can really see are their piercing green eyes. The rest of their face, their features are sort of indiscernible. And yeah, they have their hands up.
Seeing that they're clearly not company personnel at this point, I will lower the shotgun and stash it again.
They seem very confused. I was just lost.
You are here to steal something.
And you see them like, you see them unsheathing something, and it is a flute. What if I am?
You know what? In response, like a little thigh pouch, gonna start pulling out the pocket piano.
I believe that's called a keytar.
Timmy, hand over the...
I could
the
only
bird
imagine
solo.
the keytar for a long time when I was writing this.
You can see this sort of look of relief in their eyes when they see you pull that out. Did Guildmaster Orphe sent you?
I don't think.
Remind me, yes.
So,
No.
This is another, in the colony, if you had played through the campaign, pretty reasonable that the Void Musician here would have visited the Void Musician Guild Hall.
Right, sure.
Depending on how much you spoke to them, what kind of work you did for them, you'd learn more or less, but you do know that the Guildmaster there is named Orphe.
Not exactly, but Orphe and I have exchanged more than a few words.
Okay, so what are you here for? Are you here for Cassette X? And they kind of gesture to the isolation chamber.
I don't think Cassette X is actually on our list, is it?
It's not.
X is usually the most ominous letter in the alphabet. We are here merely for A, B, and C.
But now I'm very curious about Cassette X.
Is it expensive?
I'm a little X-rated if you keep this up.
Aha! X marks the spot.
They give you this like dead serious look. It's priceless. I'll tell you what, you help me with getting Cassette X out of there, and I can help you with the rest of yours. I have a way back too.
I'm assuming you won't tell us the way back unless we help you.
No, of course not. I'm not an idiot.
That's fair. Good deal.
We don't know you. You could be. All right.
I find these terms
Also
acceptable.
fair.
We got a test first. You might be an idiot. Just double checking.
We need an idiot.
What is the
test
square
first.
root of 373?
Oh, I can't answer that one. All right, I'm an idiot.
Well, I guess I'll lead the way then. And you see their flute, they sort of like twist it and unsheath this dagger they had hidden inside it.
Pull it. Twist it.
This isn't a Buckley style flute. You approach this isolation chamber.
I will say
And-
real quick, before we leave
Sure.
the room, should we do what we originally said and clean the cameras on the way out, just so it's like, look at us working?
Not until we
After
get the void
figure out how to
musician
get
out.
Yeah, the musician guy out. Yeah.
Because otherwise we're going to see us. Why are we walking
can
around
have
with some
them
rando?
in the middle area, but yeah, I don't know. We could not do it for now.
Yeah, when we're like literally ready to go back up the stairs.
Sure, when we're ready to go upstairs. Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, then yeah, we'll just go across the hall to the other room.
You step into the isolation chamber. As you are approaching, you see a sign above this bank vault-esque door that is sitting open, and it says, "Only authorized archivist." It lists a containment procedure, which involves sealing the door behind you after entering. As you walk through, you are in this large, dimly lit room that's been built into the cave system. It's completely empty, aside from a small chamber resembling a diving bell. That has another reinforced door with a small window. And around, you see security camera with shattered lens. Sorry, that's all you can see from here. The rest
Actually, yeah,
is-
it's dark.
yeah.
Hey, Timmy, you getting an ominous feeling from this?
In so much as I am capable, yes.
I should have asked Cameron instead. Cameron, are you getting an ominous feeling from this?
Miriam, she turns back. She says,
much.
"It's gonna be fine. We'll make this quick. Just have your weapons ready."
For whom?
She's already walking forward to open the door of that isolation chamber.
We've got one hand on the crowbar and no hands on the C4 because I don't want to blow us up.
Yeah, blow your hand off. Yeah, I'll get the shotgun out.
Yeah, and she puts her hand on the handle, turns back to the three of you. You ready?
You have not been very specific, but I suppose.
No.
She opens the door, and as it swings open, it's a heavy door. You can see inside a table with a cassette player and headphones. And from your view, until you actually walk up to the door, you can see someone in a robe lying on the ground.
That's
Oh.
not the other void musician?
It may be. It looks
A
like they are
third
wearing a
void
void
musician.
musician robe. Yeah, this is not Marum. They're kind of... They don't seem to be looking at that. They're looking at the tape player and kind of scanning the room.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go check the other void musician.
And as you are heading to touch the body, they sort of put their hand out. They're gone. And you can, looking around the rest of the room now that you've stepped in, you see two other void musicians lying on the grounds and someone in an archivist uniform. There are pools of blood underneath a couple of their heads. And the archivist in particular, you can see blood caked around their ears. One of the bodies looks to be riddled with bullet holes, and another is holding a submachine gun. I'm going to have you go ahead and make a fear save.
Oh, me? That's fair.
That's fair,
Boy, this is gonna be bad. All right, let's.
This will
My
be a
fear
disadvantage with Timmy right
Oh,
behind
yeah,
you.
Sorry, I'm bringing the vibes down.
I told you, Timmy, if you bring the vibes down.
2D100, take the worst one.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So, okay, the first one was a 21, which would have succeeded. The next one is actually 16. All right,
Hey!
All right.
awesome. It's not as bad.
So just 1 point of stress instead of 1d5 stress in this case.
All right. Okay. I'm at 5.
Miriam, she steps forward, pops open the cassette player. As Miriam reaches forward and grabs the cassette out of the player, you see on the ground the archivist. Their head turns to the crew, and they smile.
Bro.
Nope.
I'm going to have everybody go ahead and take 1 point of stress for that.
Okay.
And then we're going to have another check here as you see the body sort of ripple and rumble and then explode.
Oh,
Bits of this dead body are splattered around the walls, like a microwave dinner exploding. So everybody go ahead and make a panic check. You're going to roll a d20, trying to get over your current stress.
Ooh, just got it.
11 success.
18. I'm solid.
I have 8 stress and I got a 9.
Oh, man. So you all managed to hold it together in spite of the situation. But coming out of what is left of that corpse, you see a ghostly presence, this dark mist rising from the body. Miriam screams and slashes forward with their dagger. I'm gonna go ahead and do a roll for them. They fail. Kind of see this apparition rise to the ceiling and go behind them, and then go inside their body.
Oh, good.
Oh boy. There's an SMG right at my feet, right?
There is.
I have no idea if it's loaded or not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how are y'all reacting to this situation? This is occurring over about 5 or 10 seconds, so you do have a chance to do something here.
With a lot of fear and stress.
Yeah, well, I don't think I would try to shoot the ghost, for lack of a better term, perhaps, so there's a more proper term, but now that it's in a body, a body that I am not contracted to keep alive, I think violence is now on the table.
I think it's completely fair. Besides the mutual respect between Void musicians.
Yeah, you have a more of a morality hang-up than I might, but
just a little bit. See a ghost fly into somebody else's body, for lack of a better term. That does change my my morality hang-ups. I'm just saying. So that is absolutely going to be the moment it enters her body, looking down at the SMG, going, "Oh," grabbing that and immediately running behind everybody else.
All right.
I am not a soldier.
Where's the body in relationship? So the desk with the tape on it, is the body in between us and the tape?
They are holding the tape as they are being possessed.
Holding the tape. Oh,
yeah.
So no C4.
I was. That's exactly what I was
Oh
wondering.
no! I think C4 in this moment is pretty legit.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to see if I could grab it off the table, throw the C4 at them, and then book it out of the vault thing that we're in, close the door, and detonate the C4.
I mean, if you don't care about trying to capture this cursed tape, you could do that. Like,
yeah, this isn't one of the tapes that you've been told to get.
it's not on our list to get, but also, do we want to piss it off? I don't know. Like,
I think it's already pissed. I'm just saying. It seems already angry.
I don't know. My cat instincts with my curiosity makes me want to get to see the cassette X tape.
Well, how about I take a shot, and if this goes horribly for me, then you try your thing.
Okay.
Right?
So I will attempt to shoot the recently possessed musician. With my
go ahead
shotgun.
and do a combat roll for that.
Yeah, I don't have any particularly helpful skill here, so... Yeah, that's a 60, that's a miss.
Yeah, you fire off this shot. It
Shotgun shell.
does hit where the ghost is, but it doesn't seem to phase it at all as it's possessing Miriam's body. You kind of catch it in its corporeal form and haven't actually hurt the body that the ghost is now in.
Error.
Can I try a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to attempt first before I roll for it. What I want to try to do is take my crowbar, and if they're holding the cassette tape like this with their palm up and the cassette tape's there, I want to come and like slap the crowbar and try to hit the cassette tape up in the air to catch it and grab it.
All right.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Attempt to do.
I will let you do that. Yeah. I'm going to say probably a speed check makes sense in that case.
Speed check. Okay.
And if you have a skill that you think is relevant. But...
Yeah.
I have athletics and military training.
I'd say athletics, sure. You know, that's probably similar to a baseball swing in terms of accuracy.
Doesn't matter. 48 failure.
All right,
man.
you slam into their wrist, but they are holding on to that cassette tightly. And with that, you see this, their green eye is no longer green, it's just black in their hood. You see them sort of shake, and you realize it's the whole room that's shaking. The table picks up, the bodies sort of pick up as this whirlwind begins. And I'm going to have all of you make body saves to see if you are knocked down and take any damage from the flying bodies and debris.
Yep. Yeah, we're in a poltergeist scenario. All right.
Wonderful. I love me ghosts.
Wow.
That's a
Advantage, disadvantage, or anything? No.
No.
Man, 60. That's my number tonight. That's a fail.
42 failure.
82 against 22 failure.
Cameron, with your athletics, I would let you add that. I think that makes sense. You're dodging out of the way. I don't know if that saves you there.
Not by like 1. That would
Being 10 better. Be good.
I needed a 31 and I had a 42, so it would have put me at 32.
Ooh.
Bummer. Yeah. So, point of stress, and everyone's going to take 7 damage from the flying bodies, the table itself. You can see they've dropped that flute dagger, and they grabbed hold of the tape player before they initiated whatever just happened. You're all still trying to wrap your heads around it. But yeah, they are waiting, I guess not waiting for you to react, but
Sure.
Sort of
We have an
serving the
opportunity.
situation. Yeah, you have an opportunity here to react.
I think.
I want to try
We
my
should
crowbar
leave.
thing again.
I don't think you should try that. On account of the fact that they're surrounded by a whirlwind of debris, I think we should
alright.
probably...
We should probably just get out of here.
Yeah, Timmy's just gonna turn and go, evacuate, and start
You know
running.
As I go for another swing, Timmy, you should grab me by the collar and drag me out of the room. Be like, nope, we're done here.
Yeah, as much as I am capable, I will, wide arm gesture and push a little bit. I'm not gonna actually physically drag you guys, but
Just
Yeah.
lariat right.
Android super strength.
But yeah, I'll have the 3 of you roll speed checks. You can add your athletics again. That's proven to be pretty helpful in this particular encounter.
Oh,
Alright,
what
finally.
speed of
That's a
30,
nice 10.
35 speed.
Oh.
Let's see. Do we get it?
80 failure. God.
I rolled. Wait, hang on. I rolled double zeros.
That's a critical success. That's
good.
Oh, okay.
Not 100.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
the 0, 0 is 0 in Mothership. 99 is the worst you can do.
Okay. I was-
With your
worried.
crit success, I'm going to let you pull Cameron along as well. And we'll say the 3 of you do make it out
Sick.
of this room.
Oh, thank God.
You just going to continue running?
I think we continue to play along. I think we should run upstairs and shout intruder
Okay.
and just put this all on them. We didn't do shit. We came here
I like
to
that.
fix some stuff.
That's
We,
perfect.
we
That's a
went
great
down to
example.
the room. Legitimately, we found an intruder. Oh my god,
Okay.
they ran past us and
All right.
I
running.
like this plan.
Let's do it. That's a great plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
I run up the stairs screaming intruder.
That guard at the top of the stairs kind of startled, hearing you run up and scream that. They take their submachine gun and you see they grab their walkie-talkie. We've got a situation down in the listening room. Another intruder. And they rush past you.
Oh, this happens.
Oh, this happens a lot apparently.
I'm gonna say also that I have the shotgun hidden again because we're not supposed to be security people.
Sure. Yeah, you got that back in your...
Yeah, I would say it has a collapsible stock, It's
Yeah.
just folded up.
My crowbar is back wherever apparently I had it hidden. Where can you hide a crowbar on a person?
Oh well, you can just have that. That's not.
Yeah, I think
explicitly a
that
weapon.
on your belt's
yeah.
fine.
That's a tool. I have to
For
worry about
prying
the
open
SMG, but I'm
vents.
assuming.
Also, if you got into a tussle with an intruder, it would be very normal to have a crowbar out.
That's true. That's true.
SMG, I guess, is gonna go right to the rucksack or thigh pouch if I can fit it there. I don't even know if it's loaded.
I will say you see that it's empty. The clip was emptied at some point. You can still take it.
That's...
Although again, like entirely legitimate that like you saw an intruder, you tried. Like just be like, well,
Fair.
yeah. I mean, hold on to it in case we find ammo. Hold on to it until someone takes it from you.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you kind of shove these weapons back in your rucksacks as you're bolting up the stairs, yelling for help. That guard runs again right past you. And when they get to the bottom of the stairs, you see them hesitate, and you hear them on their walkie-talkie again. I need backup. I'm not going in there. And yeah, you're all. You do see the archivists have sort of reacted to this. They're all staring at you, staring at the stairs, looking worriedly at each other.
Hey, this is not our responsibility, all right?
Perhaps we use this confusion to look around this room to see if we can find one of our other cassettes that we need. And, like, we'll just let the security guards run down there and do what they gotta do. And we'll be like, well, we'll just stand off to the side here, conveniently, next to this pile of cassettes.
Yeah, we could probably scatter a little bit, because, like, there's, several other areas. If we come back up the stairs, one person can chill by, like,
you
the
want to split the party?
cultural. Yes.
Yeah, I will say this is a pretty massive library. There's 50-foot shelves circling the whole room. You can just start searching. That is absolutely a possibility. Which I guess, yeah. Which sections are you going to root around in?
There's 3 of us. There's 3 sections. We want to each roll one of them.
Yeah, I'll take political.
Let's do it.
So I got a 2 for searching cultural.
All right.
I got
D5.
I got a 2.
Oh, right, so it's not an 8.
Yeah, it'd be a D5 in this case. You can half
4,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, 4.
Yeah, it's a 4.
So searching cultural, you rolled a 2. You find a cassette called Herd on the Edge. It is analog hits of the 2960s, and from the information you've gotten from Analog Survey, you could probably get about 500 credits for this, but not the one you're looking for, unfortunately.
I will leave it.
Okay.
Timmy is not motivated by money.
All right.
Even though I asked if Cassette X was expensive before, that was mostly a joke.
It's expensive in lives.
Wakeman, you were
it is
searching
costing.
Blacklisted?
Yes, Wakeman is searching Blacklisted.
All right. What did you roll?
2.
A 2. This is a compilation of artists from Season 1 of an Android boy band competition worth 250 credits, but no sign of any of the cassettes you're looking for here.
That's fine.
And then, go ahead.
In a moment of pure spite, he's gonna take that powerful magnet he keeps in a cigarette holder and just wipe it before putting it back.
Okay,
yeah.
Great. Love that. All right, and then Cameron, you're searching the political section. What did you roll?
Rolled 4.
So you turn up a recording from Reverend Howell and Astley, 800 credit value on that one, and you also find cassette A, the automatic satisfiers.
Hey.
Boom. There we go. Pocket cassette A, I'll leave the other one.
Yeah, unfortunately, 2 down, but no sign of the other one.
As we're searching, has anything evolved with the situation downstairs?
The security has not shown up yet. It's only been a few minutes. So I think it's about 5 minutes of searching. Yielded the cassettes you found. But yeah, you are still looking for cassette B there.
Seems to be another set of doors that leads somewhere.
I was gonna say the same thing. I think I would wave everyone over to go through the other doors.
Do we want to wait until security shows up? We're not sure where they are coming from.
You do know there is the security building, security personnel building you know about right next to this facility.
Right, they're in another building, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
Then, yeah, we can totally
they'll
leave.
have to come in through the same airlock we came in, so we should go not that way.
Yeah, so we should slip further into the facility. Got it.
Yeah, so you get to the entrance to that sort of T hallway. You see a security guard standing outside. Or sorry, right through that door inside this T. There's a security guard there who is on their or on their walkie-talkie. You can hear them sort of frantically, "Oh, well, I'm not supposed to abandon my post. Is that an order from Harpo?" And you can't really hear the reply. They look very stressed and concerned. And they see you coming through.
Okay, wave through. I'm like, "Where? What's going on?"
What is going on?
I'll burst through the doors and go.
Help!
Harpo has called all security personnel downstairs immediately. There's a situation down there that we just came up from, and everybody is needed down there. You better go.
They kind of nervously look around, and you hear them on the walkie-talkie again. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to back them up. And they, as they are starting to leave, they stop. Who are the three of you? You're not archivists.
We were just here for maintenance. There's an issue with the AC and the vents. It's a whole thing, but you got to get going. Go, go, go.
There's an intruder down there. It's a very dangerous one.
Fuck. Okay. And they seemed a little flustered, but kind of deferring to your very insistent directions. You can tell it's there's a lot people. The sort of chatter you're overhearing on the walkie-talkie. People are freaking out about whatever the situation is down there, and seems like a lot of people are on their way.
I mean, understandable. There's a weird ghost down there.
With psychic powers. Telekinesis and shit.
Fuck that. I'm not fucking with that shit.
One thing you noticed as you left that main library, those robot spiders don't seem to have ceased at all. Broadcast still playing. They're doing sort of an even loop to make sure that the music is playing throughout the library.
Interesting.
But yeah, you have one main door in front of you, and then door to the left, door to the right.
There's 3 rooms, 3 people. Should we split or not?
Oh, that's not.
I think we only have one key card. I think with the head archivist key card. I don't know if the rest of them.
I have the key card of an H. Finley. I forget what his job title was.
That was an archivist key card, yeah.
I don't want to go into the head archivist office. That seems like it could be a problem. They would know if they called maintenance if they're in there. But we could try special collections. We are looking for a thing that has been collected, after all.
That's sure. Fair. Yeah, like the Materials Liberation Center might be.
Yeah, we could try that after, but that looks like a larger endeavor.
True. So let's go to the special collections first.
This one does have a keycard reader, but your archivist keycard gets you right in. This airtight steel hatch opens, and you're hit by the smell of decay. There's a barely audible hum you hear coming from the back of the room, and sure enough, racks of cassettes here. If you'd all like to search and roll a d5.
1.
A 3.
4.
Perfect. So,
Very
1,
numbers.
you find a tape labeled Bobby Speaks, and then the notes that are sort of beneath it say it is auditory evidence of animal speech. This one's worth about 3,000 credits.
A talking dog.
You found, you rolled a 3, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you find a travel brochure for a place called the Goblin Planet. That item is going to be worth about 5,000 credits.
Oh, good.
Obviously, these values more relevant in a longer campaign form, but...
yes, yeah.
The,
is that there's a Goblin Loose on Icarus Station reference?
Yeah, they are working on they're working on a Goblin Planet module, so...
Okay.
There's a
Should I
lot
cut that
of
from the episode?
There's a lot of Easter eggs in here. No, they've talked about it in their
they've announced
newsletter.
that. Okay, I can't keep it all straight.
Yeah, I know. There's so much third-party stuff, but yeah, they've mentioned in their newsletter. I don't know where they're at with it, but yeah.
That's great.
And then last thing you find there is the captain's log from submarine Rimor 89, worth 2,500 credits. That one actually is a reference to Alone in the Deep. So there's a lot of creators I reached out to and sort of peppered in little hints and connections in case Wardens wanted to run with that. Yeah, but
slip that in my pocket.
Yeah, you keep searching for another 5-10 minutes here, and you're not finding anything. You see that there is a spot that previously held Cassette X, but this seems to be more housing for paranormal activities, recording of strange incidents, that sort of thing.
Well, one last place to check would, I guess, be that Materials Liberation Center, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
We can try the head archivist bunk as well, but it's just...
Yes.
Liberation Center's bigger, and it's just
feels
it's right to our right.
confrontational if we go in there, but yeah.
Makes it the
We're
last
running from the
stop if he's
ghost.
in there.
Why would you run from
Yeah.
the ghost?
Yeah, so you approach, see the big sign above Materials Liberation Center, and opening the doors, this large room, this is where the smokestack is connected. You see there's this slow-moving track carrying a couple cassettes, and that track feeds into first an area that compresses things. You can sort of see these like steel plates smash down regularly. Past that on the track, you see an incinerator that items are passing through. And then lastly, they come to the end of the track and are dumped in a large vat. Not sure what's in there, but you're guessing probably nothing good from what you've seen of the rest of this facility.
Yeah.
Inside, you see a partially melted maintenance worker. This android, half their back is just exposed steel. I'm going to have everybody go ahead and make a fear save here.
On account of the corpse.
I mean, it's an android. It should be fine, right?
I rolled a 78, but because I'm an android, my fear is 81, so I'm okay somehow.
Nailed it, all right.
By the way, sorry to be that fucking guy. You both have disadvantage because I am
I
here.
was just going to remind them.
It doesn't matter. I mean, it didn't matter because I rolled an 87 on a 26 and then a
You failed
13.
anyway.
So I failed anyway.
I rolled a 90, so I failed.
So just a point of stress, hobbling around, you also see two of these robot spiders that seem to be damaged from the heat. Some of their components sort of melted. They're hobbling around, and the broadcast is sort of warbling. This android maintenance worker is whistling along as they are feeding cassettes onto the track. They don't really pay you much mind, though. They just keep doing their work.
Oh, we should check the cassettes that they are disposing of before they accidentally dispose of our cassette that we want. If possible, can we... Well, just by looking, can I see, are any of them currently holding the one that we want?
No, not holding the one you're looking for.
Then I guess we can rifle through whatever pile they're pulling from.
Yeah, as you approach...
If they don't mind.
That's when they take notice of you, and as they
Okay.
see you going for the cassettes, those materials are slated for destruction. And they kind of slap the cassette you're picking up out of your hand, and then sort of go back to just passionately placing these cassettes onto the track, and you see they're getting destroyed as they pass through this system set up
Yeah.
here.
How to get them away?
Certainly can try and force the issue.
From the cassettes.
Yeah, I mean, we could, fight them, but that's
There's
not
one-
ideal.
Like they're just scuttling across the ground, right?
These robot spiders they seem to just be in here to play the broadcast. It's the android maintenance worker, partially melted, that is the one feeding the cassettes into the machine.
Oh,
Can I go up to the android to have him face away from where the cassettes are going to be disposed of so that Timmy and Wakeman can go over there and look? And I want to talk to him and get his attention to look at me. Be like, hey, maintenance here. We've been called in here to look at the vents in the AC. You've been having issues in here? You look a little hot under the collar there.
Everything is working to satisfaction, and they really don't seem to want to turn away from their work.
I was gonna say, how much is he paying attention to our friend there?
I would say both of you can make speed checks. This is not a sure shot to search through there. They're just sort of turning away, for 5 seconds at a time as as Cameron here is drawing their attention, but not long enough for you to make a thorough search.
Well, it's less searching and more like how much do I want to scare Timmy?
It's very hard to scare me.
That's fair, because the moment it turns away, I take out the powerful magnet and just run it across the back of its head.
I would say that is enough to do it to them. These are not hardy machines. You see them seize up, and yeah, they shut down, kind of slouch over, and then collapse on the ground. These robot spiders take notice of this, though, and start skittering over. You have a chance to search through that pile of cassettes, and you don't, with the two of you looking...
Okay.
Go ahead. No speed check.
I was going to say, should I do a speed? I was going to say, yeah.
No, the android's down. That was to kind of avoid their sight, but these robot spiders heard the android slump. They are here to... you're now realizing maybe sort of monitor things as well and make sure operations are moving along. And yeah, they are skittering over to this android and sort of like poking it, trying to get it to get back up, and then sort of turning up at you, turning down to the android, turning up at you. You have ascertained that your cassette is not in that pile, but it's up to you what you do next here.
Could I take this android's place and just start loading the cassettes? Just be like, everything's cool. I'll do it. Does this satisfy you, spiders?
They do calm down.
Does he have to do it, or do you just care that it gets done?
They seem to just care that it gets done. Yeah, if you are continuing this work, you're all set.
I was concerned how much more robot murder I had to do.
In the meantime, when the spiders lose interest and start going back to whatever they were doing, I want to pick up the android off the floor and see if I can prop it up in its place where it was. And even if it's not moving, just prop it there so we have a chance to get out the door.
Okay. Got a weekend at Birmingham.
They don't realize.
Yeah, go ahead.
Someone peeks in the window, they're like, oh, yeah, there's Jim working.
I'm going to have you make an intellect check to see how convincing you can make this look. I mean, you are just trying to fool what seem like pretty simplistic machines, but...
75 failure.
Alright.
You abandon your task as Cameron gets this new Weekend at Bernie situation set up. But unfortunately, didn't account for how easily they were going to tip over. The robot spiders sort of circle back, confused, seeing that you've swapped places again, and they poke him, and he slumps over onto the track and starts being pulled along into it.
Uh-oh.
And
that's not protocol.
One of these robot spiders is going to leap onto you, Wakeman.
Oh god, no.
Uh-oh.
It jumps on you and clings on and starts blaring an alarm.
No.
Yeah, what are y'all doing?
I'm going to take the crowbar and take a whack at that spider to get it off.
Oh god.
All right.
Wait, you have a magnet. You use the magnet.
I do have the magnet. My immediate instinct, I'm not sure where it clung on to me.
I'm going to go to swing and then be like, wait a minute. It may be safer if you handle this.
Yeah, just clang. I don't know where you are. Something's going down.
I would say you do that. You see that the broadcast is going all haywire, but it still is providing its base function, which is cling on and set off the alarm. I will say to pull it off you is a strength check, and you can have advantage using that magnet. Kind of gives you something more to grip onto.
Because it's just described as a powerful magnet, so let's go. Let's see. So advantage, I roll twice, correct?
Yeah, take the better.
Yep, take the better.
Thank goodness, because the first one's 83.
All right.
And the next one is 37 off by 1 point.
Ooh. Yeah, you kind of pull and yank at this thing, but it is gripping onto you tightly. The other one is sort of up on top of the track trying to pull the other android off and not having much luck. They're not very... they don't have a lot of pulling power, just a lot of ability to grip on. You can see it's almost like a clamp is on you.
Right, they don't have the weight to pull them off you.
Yeah, so I'm just going to have all three of you just take a point of stress for this situation.
That's very fair.
Fair enough.
You especially, Wakeman, you have this siren blaring in your face, and this thing is holding on tight to you.
I can't get it off, oh god.
Can you just walk over to the acid vat part of the assembly line and just...
Dip my own face in it?
Not dip your body, but like lean over it. Like, right, if it's attached to your chest and it's like, sticking a few inches out from your chest, just kind of bow in. It'll be in the acid. You hopefully won't be.
If I can do something like this, then absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say if one of you wants to sort of give them a boost, it's this tank is not on the floor, and you are gonna roll for that. I would say, in this case, a speed check. If you critically fail,
Sure.
you are going into. I want to set the stakes here. This is a risky maneuver.
Sure.
Okay. Who's gonna help me? Yeah.
Well,
Maybe I
it's only
should
a
take a
one-shot.
swing with the crowbar first before we deal
Why don't
with
you
the
give that a
acid.
try?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will also,
Then I'll roll the
just
speed
to
check.
set the stakes for that one, if you fail, you're hitting them. It's not a matter of are you going to make your target. It's a pretty big target. It's the small target is the spider.
I can take a hit. I
third
cannot
option.
take being dumped into acid. I'm just saying.
Third option, Plan C. What if we try to help the other android that's on the conveyor belt thing and help him off and be like, look, your friend's safe here, and see if the alarm guy stops alarming. Be like, oh, okay, well, it's fine.
I think it's too late. I think the alarm's already been tripped.
I don't know if it's gonna work.
It might work in the case of, there's a chance you could calm down these particular spider, but you get the idea. This alarm is being heard throughout the facility.
All right, crowbar it is.
I mean, there is a ghost in the facility, so that's like a higher precedent than just
Sure.
a random alarm.
Hopefully.
At least in my mind, that would be.
Yeah.
So I roll what for that?
Combat, and then
Roll combat.
if you have a skill.
I would say athletics, yeah.
Is it like a disadvantage because it's him or my friend, or?
No, it's just the failure means you hit him, yeah.
Ooh, 16 success. You're safe.
Oh, thank God.
And go ahead and roll 1d5 for the damage on that. Actually, you don't need to. These things have one HP to pull the curtain back.
Yeah.
It's one and done.
Just a little guy.
You managed to smash this one off. The other one is still trying to pull their friend out. You can see the android's legs are going into the compactor part and just being smashed to bits. That spider doesn't abandon the android. It's still trying to pull them, but now it is broadcasting
We should
an
go
alarm.
while it's occupied.
Yeah.
We should go. Let's just run over to that other room. Try to kick the door in and just check. And then if it's not there, then we're leaving.
Yep, agreed.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
There's a weird, creepy ghost in here, and I'm out. Let's go.
Yep.
Yeah, so you run out of the Materials Liberation Center. Head Archivist Bunk doesn't have any sort of keycard reader, so you can just open it. You say you're kicking it in?
Let us in.
No. No.
I mean, we're not opening it in a subtle fashion, certainly.
Okay.
I'm gonna knock twice and then immediately open it. Be like, hello, is there anybody in here? Maintenance.
Well, as your parent, I'm respecting your privacy by knocking, but asserting my authority by coming in anyway.
Yeah, and as you hear an answer as you're opening the door. It's this older woman's voice. What the fuck? What are you? I'm off shift. What? And they see you standing in the doorway. What? There's no maintenance order. I don't know what the fuck's going on out there, but I don't care. Get out.
There is a ghost in the basement.
Well,
It is killing your security guards.
Yeah, but we're checking the vents all over the facility, so we need to get in here real quick and access your vent.
they kind of guffaw. My security guards. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. No, you're gonna have to come back when I'm off shift. Or sorry, when I'm on shift. Fuck off. And
When you on shift?
Let me look at the clock. 6.5 more hours.
Timmy closes the door.
I turn to Timmy and Wakeman and go,
Respectfully, just
we're doing this here and now. Does anybody have 50 feet of rope?
Right, I was gonna say we should probably just 3-on-1, tackle, restrain, and then search, right?
Yep.
at this point, yeah.
Yeah, you head back in, and just to give you an idea of what this room looks like now that you have had the door open for more than a few seconds, it's pretty austere. There are, aside from the floor-to-ceiling rack of cassettes covering the wall, there's just a bed, toilet, and a small speaker set into one wall with a cassette playing. But yeah, you open that door. I thought I told you, and there's 3 of you. You're able to restrain this older woman. What the fuck? And they're like trying to struggle, but yeah, you're able to restrain them between the 3 of you. Did you have something to tie them up with? You do have them restrained, but when you let them go, they'll be free again.
I mean, it's a stretch, but I have a leather jacket that I'm like, I could just use my jacket, just tie it around their midsection.
Okay.
I don't know. That's the only thing I have that's tieable.
I mean,
You can tie them to the toilet bowl, sit them down on the toilet, and then tie them to
she like kind of laughs at you defiantly. Kidnappers, and you didn't even bring rope. Nice work.
We're not here to kidnap you. Like, we don't give a shit about you.
What are you here for? They're still trying to struggle, but you're 2 of you holding down, maybe one of you searching their things for rope.
I could just...
Yeah.
I'll just put the shotgun to her neck and say the title of the tape.
She, kind of laughs. Cosmic coincidence. She kind of just nods over to the tape player, and, yeah, you recognize as you, pop the cassette out. This is the cassette you're looking for, cassette B. She, looks at you. So from a rival corporation, what's your deal?
We're from maintenance.
Thank you for your cooperation. With just the butt of a shotgun.
Oh, God.
Go to sleep.
Okay, yeah.
You're able to... She's bleeding everywhere. What are you doing?
Yeah, you're able to knock her out. You have her restrained. We're not going to play out repeatedly.
Beating an old woman. Let's not do that.
Yeah, you knock him out.
Just throw her in the bed. Yeah.
And yeah, as you are leaving here, in the main library section, you see gathered are about 6 security guards and Harpo. This is the security chief. Yeah, he has this massive weapon sort of hung over their shoulder. They are this hulking brute of a man. They have a security uniform on, but with the sleeves ripped off. And yeah, wrapped around their shoulder looks to be a microwave cannon. Their right arm, you see, is made of solid metal. A modified left eye, you can see this sort of zoom feature. And they are barking orders at these different guards. Somebody go check on that fucking alarm. And they see the 3 of you coming out. What's going on? Push past the 2 guards who are trying to look like they were about to head over there. You can tell nobody wants to really go downstairs, so it was almost like an argument over who gets to detain you instead of move on. Harpo says, so spit it out. Kind of stomps towards you. He sees one of you.
We're checking on the vents in there.
We went to hide from whatever's going on down there, but there's another alarm going off in there, so we were just going to go back to the entrance because there's nowhere else to hide from whatever's going on.
This whole facility's haunted, I swear.
They wave over to one of the guards. Feline, get over here. And woman sort of saunters over, wearing security uniform. They look pretty unkempt, holding a submachine gun though. Harpo says, just keep an eye on these 3 until we resolve the situation. Okay, sir. And Harpo heads past those doors, back the way you just came.
I just want to say I did lay the old lady in the bed so she could be
Okay.
She's napping.
Yeah, are y'all doing anything? Just sitting here with this guard?
We'll cooperate, I think, until there's an issue.
Okay.
I mean, like, how hard would it be to just run?
You could take your chances for sure. I mean, nobody's like directly blocking the way back to the lobby, at least. You're not sure the situation in the lobby, but most of the guards are gathered by that staircase, kind of preparing to head down.
Lean a little bit. So what'd you hear? Like, what's going on down there?
That's information for security only. I can't tell you. What you guys were doing work in there?
We didn't really get to start. An intruder ran past us, and then we ran back up.
Yeah, they did say they were okay. We'll see. Once Harpo gets back, this will get all sorted out. You'll be able to go back to the colony or whatever. They don't seem like worried about you. They do think it's a false alarm situation. You have a very plausible story here. Harpo comes stomping back out of those doors. What the fuck happened in there? You said there was another intruder?
Not sure. The alarm was already going off when we went in that way.
They, okay, well, we're gonna... fucking fucking Rosemerta, and they, go back to the head archivist door and bang on it again. Rosemerta, just need to do it.
We should go.
we should definitely
go.
run.
We should go.
Yeah, if you'd like to, are you just gonna bolt? I mean, you're not being, like, physically restrained, so you can.
Right. If there's no physical obstacle.
No.
I think maybe we just run.
Yeah.
Look over there. Fucking run.
We really should have put that C4 somewhere, just as a further diversion, but
go ahead and make a speed check here.
For everybody? All right.
Yeah, as you're all making a run for it.
just made it.
Oh,
7 success.
I'm, again, failed by 1. 36 against 35.
Oof. Oh my god.
I got 40 out of 42. Just made it.
The two of you bolt, all three of you bolt, but the two of you are the only ones who make it to the door. One of the guards by the stairs sees the three of you running, and they run and tackle you, Wakeman.
Oh, fuck. Oh, no. I have no weapon. He just tackled me, right?
He did, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did just. Can I reach like a bag or anything?
I would say it's gonna take you a minute if you're pulling something out of it.
Okay, this is a bad idea.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna grab the SMG and just like hold it to his face and bluff him. Let's see. What do I have?
Use your
on
very powerful magnet to pin his jacket.
I was
to the
about to say,
floor.
like, that's the thing that I have. Like, the very powerful magnet was just banging in my hand this entire time, and it's been the lifesaver of the entire
get
game.
his shirt,
just
like put it against there, and just.
If he tackled me from like, because I'm assuming I would turn. I failed by just 1 point, so I would probably turn as he tackles me, trying to figure out what's going on. Yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can get in there and pin him to the floor with the powerful magnet.
You know,
If I can't, drop the golden.
Even if it doesn't keep him permanently, if it was just enough to get up, yeah.
I would say what you can do with that magnet. They're not wearing like a bunch of metal on their jacket that's gonna let that plan quite work. It's a big magnet though. You can clock him in the head if you want to take a combat check.
Oh, okay, just I have 44 on that.
Tink.
I might as well give it a shot.
Do you have a skill that might help?
I have mysticism. I have a esotericism.
Oh, you picked up.
I have
weird
mysticism.
guidance, yeah.
I have art and mechanical repair.
Okay.
Yeah, probably not in this case.
This is organic disrepair. So.
Yeah, this is just straight up. This is violence. Yeah, just gonna I'm just gonna clock him right in the head. Let's see. 19.
19. Yeah.
Against 44.
Go ahead and roll
What's
1d5 for me.
1.
Better than nothing. Yeah.
It's better than nothing. It's mostly a surprise to just squirm away.
It is enough to get them off you. You climb back to your feet and continue running as you hear Harpo yelling from behind you. Stop them! Go ahead and do another speed check. What are the other two of you doing? Are you kind of just standing in the doorway with urging them over?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, at some point I would go, but if he got up pretty quickly, I would be waiting for him.
Okay.
But then, turn through the airlock or the security room, whatever, and start running that way. So yeah, speed check, I guess. That is a 2.
All right.
Which is pretty good.
Oh, another speed check for us?
Yeah, if you're continuing through the facility, yeah.
Just keep running away.
Yeah.
Ooh, 59 failure.
I also failed again.
Oh
Okay.
no.
Uh,
I was hoping you'd make it out of the room so I could throw the C4. I'm getting tired of carrying this around. Want to use it.
Timmy and Cameron, you continue running as you see Wakemen get to their feet and start heading towards you. And coming around the corner from that desk is Lockdog. Timmy, you just clear them. You jump right over them. But unfortunately, Cameron, they jump up and tackle you out of the air. Wakeman, you get to the doorway, but unfortunately, not before Harpo gets a shot off at you.
Wonderful.
This microwave gun, you can hear the sound of it behind you. It's like a, almost like a, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a power-up sequence. You hear like fans running. Nailed it.
Yeah, that's...
And they hit
Little
you
mouth sounds.
Hit with them and nail me in the back.
And notably, this microwave gun is anti-armor, so if you have any AP, this is going right past that.
Nope.
And that is going to do 23 damage.
So
You're
I was already...
You're probably dead.
I was at 13.
All right,
So it's 33 in total.
So you're going to lose 13, and take a wound, and then there'll be 10 spillover damage as your health resets.
Okay, so... Oh, ow.
Think of every wound that you have. Think of it kind of like, in a video game where you have multiple health bars.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm just limping along at this point. Like, oh.
So I will have you roll a d10, and we'll see what sort of wounds you get. There is the possibility in Mothership of a fatal wound.
Just immediately lose my head? Okay, let's go. Please tell me a 6 is okay.
It's not great.
It's not
It's
the
not great.
worst, but it is on the table here, limb severed and bleeding 5. The microwave gun lines up with your right arm, and you can just feel the energy sizzling inside of you. Smells like, burning hair and flesh, and your arm just completely sloughs off and begins bleeding profusely. So you have bleeding 6 now.
Oh.
You'll be taking 6 damage.
That's...
5. Not that that's much better, but you'll be taking 5 damage per round until that is somehow staunched.
That's not gonna happen.
Do you have less than 5 health remaining?
I have 10 health remaining. So I'm gonna die in what, 2 turns?
2 turns.
How many wounds are you allowed?
I believe you have 2, yeah.
Ooh, boy.
Yeah, Brian and I have 3 for being android and marine, but yeah,
Do you have
Mitch has
any
2.
cassettes on you?
No, I do. I only have a thing. No, I do not. So it's pretty much pointing at you. I gotta record this. Give me the C4.
I'll toss it over to you.
All right.
I have no idea how to activate this, but it shouldn't be hard.
You do.
You toss that C4 to them as Lewis, the lock dog. They've knocked you down. You did have a chance to sort of throw that C4 as you were going down, but they also get a shot off on you. Fortunately, they missed, though. That shotgun blast hits the ground next to you, bits of tile shooting into the air, but just missed you. So yeah, it's back to the three of you. Timmy, you're at the exit.
I am.
You have Cameron down in the
You have all the
lobby.
cassettes?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely gonna, before I flee, at least take one shot at the robot dog
Okay.
with my shotgun.
All right, combat check for that.
Can I use my computer's skill because I'm shooting a robot?
I don't think that's gonna help you here, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But worth asking for sure.
Well, all right. Hey, it is a hit. It's 32 out of my 39.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
And the shotgun is 4d10, which is pretty solid.
That is nice.
That's not bad. 25.
25. That is enough to destroy their outer plating and do a significant amount of damage there as well. Your shotgun blast hits them. They are sort of launched across the room by it. They're, again, a tiny little Pomeranian robot. The shotgun being probably the biggest thing on their body. Didn't see that coming. Yeah, you hear a robotic yelp as it goes flying.
With like a little Doppler on it.
Still on it, still standing though, getting back on its feet. What are you doing, Wakeman and Cameron?
So the dog is off of me now?
It is, yeah. You could
Is
make
it
a run
coming
for
back
it.
towards me? Trying to... Yeah, I'm gonna run for it, but is it charging back at me now?
It is sort of reorienting itself. You and Timmy are in its line of sight right now. You know, Timmy's by the door. You are running towards the door. It's sort of between the two of you and Wakeman, but heading towards the two of you.
Man, I wish I hadn't thrown that C4. Would have thrown it at the dog.
Well, it would have been bad for all of us. This room's not that big.
True. Well,
Oh, it's
yeah.
about to be very bad for everybody.
All right, I guess while it's reorienting itself, I'm gonna take a run and
All right, yeah, go ahead
run away.
and do a speed check. See if you make it out of to the entryway
See
as well.
if I trip, fall flat on my face. Yeah. Add athletics to my speed.
Yeah, you can add athletics, and
Yeah.
you're gonna make it to the door regardless. A failure here means that they're getting a shot on you before you make it.
They got a shot on me. Great.
Okay.
All right. So yeah,
2 people down. Let's go.
that is a hit, and as you noted, the shotgun 40-10 damage. That is 28 damage.
Oh God!
2 people
my
die and not the android.
God!
So, Brian, wait,
Okay.
what's your health at right now?
I'm at 4, and no wounds
Okay.
yet. So the 4 is down to.
So you take the 4, that
Look at
leaves
this.
24 remaining.
Yeah. What did you say I had?
It was 28
It was
total.
28. Okay. I'm down to 24.
That's not a 24 with your current health. How much does your health refill to?
11. So I think 11 off
minimum.
that. Yeah.
So then that puts you down to... Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah.
Well, we're
This was fine.
Well, you're dying.
so the way this works, you are gonna roll those 3 wound checks, and then a death check. Generally, when you're playing in person, you do that and sort of do it under a cup. Nobody sees it until you're checked on. So I'm not gonna have you make that roll until /unless someone checks on you.
Right.
But do the 3 wound rolls first, because that might kind of negate the need for checking on
They're
you.
just 1d10 each, Brian.
Alright, I got a 0
Okay,
in the first one. So grazed, knocked down.
Okay.
great. That's the 4 damage probably.
Yeah.
Gunshot.
That's one of the
Ooh.
pellets.
6 gunshot wound to the neck.
Great.
Oh,
And then
we're
another
just...
gunshot.
Timmy's the only one getting out of
You
here.
won't be singing along to any of the cassettes.
And then a 5. Lodged a bullet. Surgery required.
All right. So yeah,
Lodged shrapnel.
you are hit as you are catching up to Timmy in the doorway and go down, knocked down. You see this bullet wound kind of tear through their neck as you're looking down at them, Timmy, and they are not moving.
Look, I'm going to be real with you. Timmy does not have any first aid supplies.
Yeah.
There's truly nothing I can do for you.
Go make the movie for me.
Yeah, I don't have any medicine skills.
You can check on them if you'd like, but you can also just run.
I think I'm gonna look at Wakeman, who is not dead yet.
Just go.
I'm
Is
just
he
gonna
still in the
say,
other room?
well, he's like at the other end of this room. I'm just say, I'm sorry, and then turn and run.
All right. No check for you since you're just turning and running. There would be one if you're taking time to stop and check on them, but you're in the doorway and you see them go down and you kind of weigh out the odds and bolt.
Yeah.
Let's
I'm good at math. I did the calculation.
finish up with
not looking good.
Wakeman here. You kind of get to your feet. You've seen Cameron go down. Lockdog now turning back towards you. Behind you in the archive, all those security guards are coming towards you with Harpo in the lead, charging up their gun for another shot.
There's a big-ass ghost in the basement. You know what? This is fine. This is a good ending. Looking between the remains of his arm and the C4 that he now holds in his hand.
It's like that part in Terminator 2.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how he can do it. He's gonna hold it between like his chest and his neck. He's just getting this little beat going. I don't know how long a turn is, like 5 seconds. So he's like,
yeah.
In those 5 seconds, he gets it right there. He's gonna get his music going, and he's like, I'm gonna broadcast this. And it just explodes.
Yeah.
I don't know who's in the blast radius.
It is enough
Definitely not gonna show them.
It's enough to take out Lockdog and pretty much all of those security guards close enough to be affected by this. The C4 does 1 wound of damage if you're nearby, which they're all closing in on you. Harpo survives. They are severely injured by the explosion, but have enough health and armor that doesn't completely take them down, but you don't know that. You're a pink mist at this point, unfortunately.
Vaporized.
Timmy, you hear that explosion behind you just as you get to the snow transport. The security guard that helped you looking really worried. What the fuck happened in there? Where are the others?
Just go.
And they kind of shake their head and hop in, and you peel off back towards the colony through the snow. I think that's probably, you about got through it. I think if we fast forwarded here and make it back to the colony, there
are some new characters, maybe go back.
Yeah, possibly some subterfuge getting yourself off planet, depending how you got there. There's
Sure.
But yeah, cool. That was I think I mentioned this to you, Alex, but every time I run this, it's different solutions and different ways it plays out. I'm always kind of surprised that there's yet another way for it to happen.
That's great.
I've had groups that never go in the basement, and y'all were like, let's go to the basement where the ghost is. I mean, you don't know that, so...
For content.
Content, and you know what? Now it's free. So...
bravo, that was great. that was an excellent module. Very much appreciate you running that for us.
I had a blast. Literally. Yeah. Couldn't help myself, sorry.
We had a blast.
What a way to go out.
First character death
that was
ever.
excellent. So yeah, a couple of little things as we wind the video down here. First of all, Josh, go ahead, tell everybody where can they find the Hecate Cassette Archive and where can they find the rest of your stuff, and you have a bunch of other stuff going on. So
yeah, so Hecate Cassette Archive has been by the time you're listening to this, anyhow, will be distributed out to backers. Everything's sort of at the warehouse, getting sent out at the moment. It'll be live to the public. Digital should be certainly by time this airs. It might be another week or so, but it'll be up physical sales at the RV Games web shop. So that's at rvgames.company.
Great. Yeah. And I'll put as many links as I can get in the description as well. So folks can find it.
Yeah. And you can find more from me. I do a lot of radio mixtape kind of stuff as well. And it's all at ghosttropic.org. I'll have the digital version linked there when that is up. So that'll be the easiest way to find it. But it'll be on itch and DriveThruRPG.
Excellent. And then, yeah, so normally when we wind down these episodes, we like to talk about game design and inspirations and that sort of thing. It's a little different when it's a module and not a whole ground up game.
Sure.
But nonetheless, tell us a little bit about how did you arrive at haunted cassettes? That's such a specific thing.
Yeah.
I know Mothership kind of has that retro sci-fi aesthetic a little bit already, but cassettes is really particular. How did we get here?
I have always sort of dug the cassette futurism style of sci-fi. I mean, Alien is a perfect example. Amazing set design. I love the way everything works. And, for me, the sort of interest in that began as a just aesthetic thing. I was like, that's cool. I like that it's not, super futuristic tech. But I have heard a lot of arguments since then, actually, on why that's more feasible with space travel and radiation, that sort of thing. It actually, cassettes are a lot more stable than discs or computer systems. And kind of having those hard analog formats is actually pretty realistic. I've again since learned that's not what I knew when I started writing this, but
sure,
yeah,
life imitating art in a way.
Yeah, so my prior module, Radio Free Hecate, directly ties into this one, depending if you use that hook. But in that one, you're breaking into a pure transmission radio station and broadcasting a signal. With the hook in here, the signal is you outside the archive being told, hey, it's go time. So this one, we came around to the cassette ghost after, once I started designing this, I realized, I do have a lot of human threats. The security is an obvious thing. Mm-hmm. I did sort of like the idea of this being a heist, but it's Mothership. I felt like there needed to be this horror aspect and
right. Something otherworldly, something supernatural or alien in some way, yeah.
Yeah. So we actually spent a lot more time developing this ghost NPC enemy than I, when I came up with the idea, it was sort of just, okay, that's an extra thing we can throw in there. But I really do feel like it's one of the strong points of the module when players encounter that. Yeah, I guess I went out on a little bit of a tangent there, but yeah, to answer your question, the cassette ghost is that's exactly what it's called in the module for the sake of the warden, and I do like having it's this sort of specific entity and coming up with a cool name, but I found myself, for the sake of running things, keep it simple. This is what players are going to.
I like when you have something that's so mysterious you can't really even give it a name, but you can only describe it.
Yeah, so the actual lore we've sort of tied in through development is that these are interdimensional beings, and the recording on the cassette is what opens a portal to let one of them in to our reality. So they are aliens, but kind of come to us as ghosts. And then, of course, the pure transmission, pretty, I'm not going to say it's very clever, honestly, but a nod to Clear Channel, who, anyone who knows their radio, is one of the worst corporations around, have really done a lot to destroy public radio and radio as a community resource. So
yes,
I wanted to bring that into the future.
Yeah, no good sci-fi without allegory, of course.
Yeah.
But Brian, Mitch, anything to add? Questions, comments, complaints?
No. No, I'm having my first experience with Mothership ended with me going out, not in a quasi heroic manner.
Yeah, pretty fitting.
Yeah, we just finished a Mothership. How long ago did we finish that?
Month and a half, 2 months ago. Yeah.
Months ago. Yeah, and I liked Mothership a lot, and this was an extension of Mothership, so what's not to like, right? It was great, yeah. Nice little one-off.
What did y'all run when you did your last one?
Hey, I'll use this as an opportunity to plug it. We ran Proxy Error, the module that I wrote.
Oh, excellent.
Link in the description for that as well. If people want to play that. If you're finding this video as our first video, go back and watch our other Mothership playthrough. It's 9 episodes long. And if you think it's cool, you can run that game for yourself, just like this one. You can buy these books and run them for yourself. Links for all that in the description. Speaking of, if you're looking for more of me or Brian, we are here on this channel all the time until we're dead. Mitch, thank you for being with us tonight again. Go ahead and plug your stuff for us.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here. You can find me at Raptor Blue, RAPTRBLUE at twitch.com or Twitch TV. We do a lot of things there, from just having happy, fun conversations to really deep ones. Recently, we do everything from African history to Black American history, and then we do gaming and just have a good time talking about those themes in the game or getting scared.
Yeah, I'll have the link for Mitch's Twitch in the description as well. And that's about everything. Thank you everybody for being here tonight. Thanks everybody at home for watching, for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe as always to help out the channel. Share the video around. That's the biggest thing that helps us. And we'll be back very frequently with more actual play. So stay subscribed, and goodbye.
Thanks, y'all.